Okay, so what we have here is on the laptop, we have the Cura software pulled up. So what we need to do now, and this is the software the printer can read. We need to go over to this little file right here where it says open file. We're going to click the folder, and it's going to pop up what's on the computer. Now remember, we saved the file in the BMS folder, so we're going to click that. We're going to double click Latham. We put it into the 8th grade folder, and we put it into the 3D items to print. So now we're going to find that object, which was Mrs. Latham, STL, and it is going to load it into the program. Now, sometimes it takes a little longer, but voila, there it is. Alright, so check it out, see if that looks like the size you want it to be. If it is not, we can do a couple different things here. Click on the item. Now this is pretty laggy right now. Okay, so I click on the item. Now what I have the option is, I can move the item by dragging these arrows this way or up and down or in front. So I don't really need to move it. But right here is the scaling option. So this is in a percentage of 100%. So right now it's at 100% of its size. If I want, oh my gosh, if I wanted to change that, let's say I thought, that's a little too big. I can say, all right, oh my gosh, this is so laggy. It's not the software, it's the computer. It's being extremely laggy. Okay, so if I wanted to change the size, I hit scale, and I'm going to change the percentage. So right now it's at 100. Let's say I wanted it to be half of its size. I could put in 50% in just one of the boxes there. And I hit enter, and see how it shrunk that to half the size. I kind of like that. Maybe I want it a little bit bigger though, so I can delete 50, maybe try 75% of its size. Hit enter. See, it's going to snap to a little bit bigger of a size in just a second. There it went. It just got bigger. Alright, so that's the scale option. The rotate option here, if it's not on the right angle, you can either hit lay flat, and it'll drop it to the bottom of the build plate, or you can drag these circles to rotate it so that it looks the way you want it to look. Alright, so those are pretty much the things you need to worry about as far as moving on the platform. Before you print, we got to make sure category should say all over here. So we're on the prepare tab over here. Category all. Material has to be Innova 1800, so just check. Profile, we're on high speed. There's different things you can do. You can do high detail, which will take a much longer time, but if you have something with a lot of detail, you may want to use that. Standard, we're going to keep it on high speed. This is infill, 20% filled in, which is totally fine. That's a good amount. Generate support. I like to keep that checked because if in fact the model has any overlying layers, like there's one layer that extrudes over top of another, if you enable or generate support, it will give you a support gridding so that it doesn't goof up. Alright, so what you're going to do down here is you're not going to save it to the file. We're already plugged in, so the laptop cord is plugged into the printer already. And now we're going to hit this down arrow, and you're going to hit print via USB, and you're going to hit print. Now it's telling us it should take about an hour and 30 minutes to print this. This is now trying to connect to the printer. Connected via USB, and it is going to start printing.